Okay guys, so I have a couple of techniques I like to show off of the belt grab too, which again is super common. A lot of people are looking to make space with their knees away from the body, and either Professor Vinny calls it reverse pass, where he like rounds his back, try and pop my feet, okay, or they'll make enough space just to bring their knee up the middle. Yeah. Okay, so this is a good post, like it allows him to kind of pin my hips. I like to kind of identify where your partner's hands are, because even though his hands are on me, it could be like real low on my hips, or it could be higher up in my chest. If you guys know Professor Garrett, he likes to use that belt because it slides sometimes, and he'll push it into my chest, and now I can't sit up. Okay, so this is a little bit harder to break your partner forward, but if Isaiah's lower on my pants, okay, I can even let go of my belt. Sometimes I'll grab the pants, and he's gonna do that because he has a little bit better ability to pin my hip to the ground. And go to pin my hips down. Yeah, like he's right on my hip bones. And come up to my belt again. If he's up on my belt, like I can lift my hips up. You guys see this? Yeah, I can ride my hips over his hips, and it's harder for him to break my guard in the traditional sense where you back out of the guard. Okay, so that's kind of the first thing I look for, is where are his hands. If his hands are low on my belt or even my pants, and his elbows in, like a lot of times I try to get his shoulders in front of his hands. Okay, so I can go double collar and just pull. Sometimes that works. Okay, sometimes I'll cup underneath his elbows, and I'll open his elbows and pull. And if I can break my partner's posture, again, you guys can go right back into the series Professor Garrett showing, where you guys get a whizzer, fight for that cross collar, and go all the way into your attacks from there. So that's kind of my first thought, is where are the hands. Okay. If the hands are a little bit higher up on the belt, okay, go ahead. Yeah, I feel like I lose leverage to do the technique that we're doing tonight. When the hands, go higher up into my chest, like sometimes I feel like I don't have the best ability to pop the hands. Okay, but I'll try and go cross collar and sleeve, and I'm gonna look to use my legs, because all of our legs are stronger than our arms, but especially when you're going up against somebody bigger than you. Like I feel like hand against hand, like me trying to do this against Professor Garrett, it takes a lot of energy for me. But if I'm going to open my guard, I got to be precise and have a follow-up attack. So I try to shrimp, get my foot in his hip immediately, and then I'll use my knee to try and break the grip. Okay, so instead of using my hand, I'm going to use my leg. Okay, so here, 1, 2, shrimp from the hip. Guys, stay strong with your left hand. Okay, watch my knee, guys. It's kicking down to create a bend. And if he's still hanging on to the grip right here, I push away with my shin as I extend my body. Okay, and that's pretty hard for him to hold. And then I can pull right back into the triangle. Okay, so one more time, a little bit more full speed. Here, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Just a little technique to use your legs. Okay, and then the second one that I like is I'll go double sleeves. So if Isaiah's hands are floating, just kind of float. Isaiah, keep your hands away from me. Yeah, I don't want to have to chase his hands, right? Like, sometimes his hands aren't there, so I'll switch to a collar. But if he anchors his hands to me, that's a good time to go for the sleeve grips. Okay, so we already learned the cross sleeve and the different grips for tonight, but sometimes I like to do double sleeves. Okay, I'll go those double sleeves for a couple different reasons, but the main reason is so he can't attack my legs once my guard breaks. Okay, so let's say Isaiah stands up and he breaks my guard. Even if my guard breaks, like I already have control over his sleeves, so if he tries to grab my legs at this point, it's difficult for him to grab my legs, and I can immediately transition into my next guard and kind of stay one step ahead. Okay, so we're here, and again, if I feel like I'm losing the battle for my legs being split, then a lot of times I'll bring my knees up the middle too. Okay, so sometimes I'm here, I'll open my guard real quick, and I'll just pinch my knees together. I call this stage 2. In the Gracie punch block system, they have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, stage 5. This is like stage 2 in the punch block series, where they kind of block with their knees. Just to give this a name in the gi, I started calling it stage 2. So double sleeves, I'll bring my knees up the middle. So if Isaiah tries to crash forward and put pressure on me, I'm not letting him back into my guard. If he tries to knee slice up the middle, he can't. Okay, and then now I put my feet on his hips and I start scooting myself away, and I spread my knees. Okay, so get a tight grip on my belt, Isaiah. Okay, so 1, 2. I'm using my legs to weaken his grip. And I'll step on the shoulder and start going back to the triangle here. Okay, so a couple things you guys can try again. Okay, first one is collar and sleeve, hip out, use your knee. Second one, stage 2, walk away. Hey, you guys hear that pop sound right there? That was all with my legs. 1, 2, and back into the triangle here. Okay, save your grips a little bit from not always having a pull if you're going at somebody who's stronger than you, which is often the case for me. Use your legs instead. Okay, questions?
The stage 2, is it like common for people to catch knees to the face?
That's the top layer?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. I don't know, I feel like once I'm here,
Cause
I
like,
mean, my knees are short. Not really kneeing him in the head, but or the chin, but it could happen. I'll give you guys one more little technique that I like. Sometimes I'm here, and maybe Isaiah's crowding me. Try to crowd me, Isaiah. I feel like I can't pull my foot out to get up to his bicep. Sometimes I'll tap my own knee here. Yeah, so I'll bring my knee out sideways and I'll kick over his head this way. So I broke his grip, but he's crowding me. I can't pull my foot out to get to his bicep. Yeah, so cross my foot to my knee. And I'll kick over. But try to avoid hitting your partner in the chin, Trav, if you can.
well, I was afraid for me.
Okay.
Please
it might happen, but I feel like doing this is a good way to just stop inside passing. Yeah, if somebody has a really good knee clip and you're constantly getting your legs split or pinned to the ground, yeah, stage 2 is pretty good. Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's try, guys.